Hi, my name is Sarah Nichols, the Clean Cities Coordinator here at Land of Sky Clean Vehicles Coalition. Land of Sky Clean Vehicles Coalition is part of a larger network of coalitions housed under the US Department of Energy's Clean Cities program. Our coalitions work with businesses, fuel providers, vehicle fleets, state and local government agencies, along with community organizations to foster the nation's economic, environmental, and energy security. We work locally to advance affordable, domestic transportation fuels, energy-efficient mobility systems, and other fuel-saving technologies and practices. Since 1993, coalitions across the country have achieved a cumulative impact in energy use reduction equal to nearly 8 billion gasoline gallon equivalents through the implementation of diverse transportation projects. That's the equivalent of taking over 15 million passenger vehicles off the road for a year. Land of Sky Clean Vehicles Coalition serves the western region of North Carolina and is housed under the Land of Sky Regional Council, a local government agency working to implement these practices in our 5-county region. In 2019 alone, stakeholders within the Land of Sky territory avoided over 7,000 tons of greenhouse gas emissions by reducing vehicle miles traveled and utilizing nearly 2,000 alternative fuel vehicles. Across the region, we have more than 85 stakeholders and are glad that you're here today to learn more about some of their work. Today, we're going to take a virtual tour of MBHaynes, a building contracting services company based right here in Asheville. You'll hear more about how MBHaynes has taken a leadership role in the community by converting a number of their vehicles to propane, saving them money and reducing emissions. To tell you a little bit more about their experience with these vehicles and their partnership with Alliance Autogas, I'd like to pass it over to our friends at MBHaynes.
Welcome to MBHaynes Corporation. My name is Jody Tilley. I'm the Fleet Maintenance Manager here for the whole corporation. Today we're going to be taking you through a tour of our facility and talking about some of the propane upgrades that we've done to some of our vehicles. A little background of the company. The company was founded in 1921. Our tagline is quality, commitment, and character. That's one thing that the Kennedy family installed in us, and that's one thing we do try to live by. We try to help the community by going to propane. We've installed solar panels throughout our facility. We've got LED lighting throughout the facility to try to help our carbon footprint. MBHaynes is a multifaceted company. We've got a construction company, we've got an industrial construction company, heating and cooling, we've got a solar division, Haynes Electric Construction Company, we have a technologies division, a plumbing department, and we've got also the Haynes Electric Utility. As a fleet maintenance manager, it is my job to maintain and support the whole fleet for the whole company. We have 455 vehicles. They range anywhere from a Ford Fusion to a Ford F-150, some Chevrolet half tons, 3/4 tons. We go all the way up into international 47 and 9500 series trucks. The services that they provide are anywhere from a residential service to where we could come in and fix your household heating and air, electrical issues, or your plumbing issues, to we can step in and build a whole facility, whether it be in manufacturing or in an institutional setting. We can provide any service you need. If you care to walk with me, we'll start taking a tour and let you see our facility, and we'll talk a little bit more about the company and what we do. Here at our repair facility, this is one of our buildings where we perform all the service on the vehicles, whether it needs repair, whether it comes in for an oil change, whether it just needs a simple check over. Here we've got some of the new lifts that we've got in stock. That way that we can lift the vehicles, work on them from underneath. Here we can do some of the servicing for the auto gas and the propane setups. There are 1 or 2 filters that you have to change on the system, but it's extremely easy and very efficient to do. Luckily, since we did upgrade with the propane, we didn't have to make any shop modifications, because in a regular fleet maintenance facility, you already have everything that you'll already need to do it. What originally inspired our company to look at the propane program and to move forward with it is, one, we had a solar department started, and seeing how we care about the environment, we looked at the propane a little further and decided that it would be beneficial to our company. Not only will it help the environment, not only will it make us more efficient in our fueling setup, but it will also help us on our bottom line and to lessen our carbon footprint. We'll leave here and we'll go out, we'll go through the yard, see our fueling station and some of the vehicles that we've got to where you can see and compare it to your fleet. On site, we keep 1,000 gallons of propane, and we keep 10,000 gallons of gasoline and 10,000 gallons of diesel fuel. Both of those tanks are located over here. They're in a containment area to contain all of those if we do have a leak. As we go down through here, you're going to see some of the vehicles that we've got in our fleet. I'll talk about those.
Yep.
Here's our latest conversion to the biofuel with propane and gasoline. Since we've converted it, we've been able to cut our gasoline usage by 72% on this vehicle, which has reduced our cost for fuel by 32%. In my book, that's pretty impressive.
At a high level, Alliance Auto Gas is the United States' only turnkey solution to convert a fleet to propane auto gas. We provide the vehicle technology, the fuel dispensing equipment, and the fuel supply to our customers. In addition to that, we provide after-sales support, service, and data management. Transforming a fleet vehicle to run on propane is really simple. We add a handful of components to the vehicle to make it function as a biofuel vehicle. So the truck we're going to show you right now, of course, came from the factory as gasoline, and now it operates on gasoline or propane auto gas. So one of the first things we have to add actually is a propane tank to store the fuel in. The customer elected to actually eliminate the spare tire and place the propane tank actually underneath the vehicle. The important thing to realize about propane is that it stores a liquid, so it's a very dense and easy to store fuel. So in that spare tire cavity that we have underneath the vehicle, we have 21 usable gallons of propane. So on this vehicle, probably anywhere from 250 to 300 miles range on propane. And again, keep in mind, we have gasoline as a backup also. To fill this vehicle with propane, it's really simple. On this truck, we decided to actually put a less intrusive fuel fill. So we actually placed it inside the truck bed. So as we come to the front of the vehicle, actually, we actually route flexible fuel lines underneath the vehicle. They actually travel with the gasoline fuel lines in a very protected space. And then we actually go into the underhood of the vehicle to the additional components that we add to allow propane usage. And underneath here, actually, there's only really 3 things that we add. First off, we have actually a pressure regulator reducer. Again, a little hard to see on this platform. But essentially what we do is we have a device that takes that propane from the tank and then heats it actually into a vapor to make it burnable by the vehicle. And we control the pressure to be able to feed into a secondary set of fuel injectors. As you look under the hood of this vehicle, for a novice, it looks just like a normal vehicle. In the vehicle itself, it's a very simple function of how to operate the propane system. We actually add a secondary switch system. Start the vehicle. If you look at our little gauge there, the orange on top actually is the fuel level gauge for propane. The blinking light shows that it's in a standby mode. So what happens here is that we actually wait for the engine coolant on the vehicle to reach 120 degrees or so, enough to heat the propane into a vapor, and then we'll automatically switch over to propane for the remainder of the day.
As we continue on down through here, you'll see some of the conversions and some of the vans and pickup trucks that we haven't got converted yet, but they're on their way. This is one of our stereotypical propane upgrades. This is a 2020 Transit T250. It's got your standard V6 engine in it. We convert those over to propane because these go to residential houses, they go to commercial buildings and install electricity and do any type of the services that any of our customers need. We also, on some of the bigger trucks, such as these bucket trucks, we're looking at possibly doing the propane upgrade on some of the gas engines in those as well. These trucks are mainly used for installing red lights, putting up power lines, running services to buildings. We're also looking at some of the smaller transit vans. On these, the propane's a little bit more difficult to do, but it does make a difference. It does make a difference in the operating costs, and the drivers really seem to like it. Over here's another example of some of the trucks that we have that have propane on them. The propane tank usually takes the place of the spare tire, which the spare tire in turn goes into the bed of the truck. The truck inside, the driver really has to do nothing to it. Soon as the propane's installed and soon as it's initially turned on, the propane is self-sufficient. If it starts getting low on propane and runs out, it automatically switches to gasoline. If your gasoline's full, then you can go twice as far on each fill up. That's one way that it really benefits us, is we're able to send our crews out at twice the distance with only stopping half the time to fill up. That way we're working more efficiently and taking care of our customers in the best way possible. As we continue our tour, we'll come down here to the fueling station where the drivers fill up on a daily basis or on an as-needed basis. A lot of the concerns that we hear from fleets when they're first considering the conversion is the safety aspect. Here at our company, safety is our #1 priority continually. After doing our research and doing our due diligence, we found propane and the conversion kits to be perfectly safe for our usage. Our partnership with Alliance Autogas has been instrumental to our company, seeing how they set up our on-site fueling station for us. They've helped us convert all the vehicles that we've done so far and continue to support us throughout this journey.
So if you look right here at how this setup has been put here for this customer, we have a provision here for a 1,000 gallon storage tank and a self-service automated fuel dispenser for the driver use. As this program expands, we could add additional tanks, vertical tanks, and grow this account to be able to have an opportune fuel supply for the customer. From a fuel supply standpoint, we have telemetry actually on the tank that monitors its current level and comes back to our centralized operation. We monitor the level of this tank live. And then during our normal distribution in this area for propane delivery, we'll schedule this in and top off the tank to keep it always full and ready for the customer. This is a very modern and unique offering. If you notice on this dispenser, there's actually 2 handles, one on the right side, one on the left side. The handle on the left side is actually used for filling forklift cylinders. Has a different type of attachment, a more classical, they call it the Acme attachment for filling cylinders. And then also when fuel is dispensed through that side of the dispenser, it's done with no road tax on it. On the other side of the dispenser is our new Quick Connect technology that we use on the vehicles that would go through that chain and then have road tax applied properly to it. From a customer responsibility standpoint, we provide this tank and this dispenser to the customer at no cost. It's part of the fuel delivery process. The customer typically is responsible for any kind of site improvements. So in this case, MBHaynes actually put the bollards in for crash protection, and I believe we upgraded that light to a crash-proof light system, which is part of the local code. But beyond that, bring electrical power to it. Electrical needs are very simple for propane dispensing. It's simply like a 240 volt plug-in, if you will, or hardwire. So one of the nice things too about having your own private fuel station is that with propane, unlike other fuels that have significant footprints and storage capacities, this setup takes as little as 1 parking space.
As our drivers come up, we've got all the safety protocols set in place for the poles. The driver will pull his truck or van here. Each driver has their own fuel card. The driver will come up, slide his fuel card in. Then the display will ask, have you went through the training protocol within the past 6 months? The driver will either match 1 or 2. Then it'll ask for the driver ID. The driver will put in their PIN number, and as they put in their PIN number, the screen will swap and ask for their vehicle number. The driver puts in the vehicle number, then it will ask for the mileage. After they put in the mileage, then it will actually turn the pump on. Each card is set up to either turn the vehicle side on or the off-road side on. Because we also use propane in our welders, our forklifts, any of our off-road equipment that we're capable of being able to do. The benefits that a company can see by converting to propane is very multifaceted. 1, propane is cheaper per gallon. 2, it's more efficient for your drivers to fill up. 3, you can drive further on a single fill up. 4, you're not dependent solely on gasoline or diesel. Propane being a natural gas, anytime the gasoline spikes or there's a shortage of it, you're always going to be able to get to the job site and take care of your customers. Another advantage that we've seen from it is comparing our vehicles pre-propane to after propane. We're averaging about a 62% reduction in unleaded fuel usage. That ends up on our bottom line at about a 32 to 33% fuel savings for us. Because as an employee owner of this company, we care about the environment. We care about the future for everyone. So if you were thinking about stepping up and converting some of your vehicles, MBHaynes stands behind it. It's a great product.